lords and ladies, welcome back for my Flosstube episode number 2. Welcome. So you just saw some pictures of the last 2 weeks of everything that's been happening. The first thing that I wanted to chat about was all of my family came up because we live in between a lot of my extended family. So they all came up and we went to the Renaissance Festival together, hence my lovely crown that I did wear all day there, I might add, because I was committed. So my family came for the Renaissance Festival, and that was really cool. We were there most of the day, but we left our dogs at the apartment, so we didn't want to be gone for too long. And considering how everything still is with COVID, there was a lot of people there. It made me a little bit uncomfortable. So we left after lunch when it was starting to get really busy. So we missed jousting, but that we've seen it before. But hopefully we can catch it another time. Another thing that happened is my boyfriend put together this elaborate plan to go to dinner, and we dressed up and he had a tux jacket on and the whole 9 yards, and it was a little weird how much he was pushing to go to dinner because normally we just decide during the day of where we want to go, but it was a reservation, it was the whole 9 yards, and so we go to dinner and we're having serious conversations about what we want in the future and all that jazz. And then we finish dinner and we leave. And then he keeps wanting to drive around. I'm like, okay, we can drive around and talk and walk or whatever. So we pull over to this waterfall next to a nice neighborhood, because all the nice neighborhoods in that part of town have very fancy waterfalls. And we get out to walk around, and we notice that there's already a couple there taking engagement pictures, which is important for the story, because later we get home a couple hours later, and he says, I wanted to give you this promise ring earlier, but I never did because we were talking about it, and I wasn't sure what to do, and then I was going to give it to you at the waterfall, except for then there was already another couple there. Alas, he gave it to me at home, and the band is a band that I've been wearing, but he ordered a new one that's the same material as the ring. So the band is the coordinates to our apartment, which is really thoughtful because it's our first official place together. And then this is his mom's first engagement band. She has a new one now, but this was passed down to him. So I thought that was really thoughtful. So I've been wearing that for about a week now. Another really awesome thing happened at work. I left with my blood bank supervisor to go to the new branch of the hospital across town to help do validations on their blood bank. So that's really cool because as a student, normally you're learning procedures. You're not doing validation testing and QC testing at a new lab. So it's really exciting to get to help them set up their new lab and talk to their directors and their lab staff. So hopefully I'll have a few options when I graduate for different labs to go to. Speaking of lab work and being a student, I have 4 comprehensive exams officially, and on each one you take all 6 sections for your test. And you take them even if you pass them the first time to just continue practicing, because after you graduate you take your ASCP, which is your official board registration exam. But I had my comp last Friday, and so I passed the sections I need to, which was really exciting. So this weekend was really nice, and I got a good bit of stitching in because I was able to finally relax and stop studying for a little bit and take a break and spend some quality time with my family. And it's officially October, officially spooky season. So of course we took my sister to go to the pumpkin patch, and we've started doing Halloween things, wearing the Halloween shirts, and just really diving right in because Halloween is my favorite It's finally starting to cool off here a little bit. Let me know below how it's feeling in your area, if it's cooling off or warming up. So it's been really good, and I'm looking forward to see how this next week goes. So let's dive right in to the finishing. The first thing, I'll show you the fully finished. This is Pumpkin by Lizzie Kate, and I finished it into a pillow using poly pellets and Lady Dot Create chiffon, and I just did like a little whip stitch over that, and just some fabric from a fat quarter bundle at Walmart. And I love how it turned out, and it sits behind me just on my shelf. And this isn't a fully finished yet. I'm going to get a frame for it, but it's a little awkward of size. It's like 4 by 6 1/4. So I'm going to have to probably get a 5 by 7 frame and have a custom mat cut. But it is called Little Halloween Quaker by Susan Ake. And it is a free pattern at Fat Quarter Shop on their website. It's charted in Aurifil, but I did a conversion to just some DMC and some fancy floss I had. And I wanted to incorporate purple, so I made sure to do like a triad so it looked cohesive together. It's here, here, and up here. It's stitched on 28 count Kermit. More recently, I've been buying higher count, so I'm excited to get that in the mail and start doing more on higher count. For my whips, I worked a little bit more on Elizabeth. For the Stupid Tumor Sow, let me take this off and use this board again. So I took the pink out. Oh, that's brown. I took the pink out and added a light blue because I didn't really like how it looked. And then instead of the lowercase that's going to come next, I was thinking about putting a quote there of never stop learning or something like that. Because I like the letters, but I think there's enough letters. And I think that would be a nice way to personalize it. And then I might incorporate, instead of like trees like that are stitched in the bottom half, to do like books or something. I'm not sure how I'll change that. But I added the year here where the lowercase was supposed to start. And then at the bottom, I'm thinking of stitching my great-grandma's name instead of Elizabeth's name, just to personalize it a little bit more since it'll hang up in my house, you know. The next one is a new start, and this is one I have been working on all weekend. This is Moonlight by the Blue Flower. And I've got the top right corner border started. There's a moon, a big butterfly here, and then some flowers, and more flowers up here, and then this black border comes down on the inside as like an inside border. But the green is stitched with collards, and I think I'm able to see the variation really well in it. And I am really liking how it's coming together, and that green looks really pretty on that light purple color. The next one is actually not my whip, it's my boyfriend's, and I'm so proud of him because he finished Mona Lisa a few weeks ago, so he wanted to start some of the other projects that he's gotten off Etsy because he's kind of accumulated a lot. So there's not much, but that's because this is the first time he's ever stitched on linen. So he had to take out most of what he'd done because he skipped one like linen thread, so he was half a stitch off. So he took most of it out twice already. So this is where he's at. And this is Tina from Bob's Burgers, because I really like that show because I used to watch it with my sister all the time. So I'll put a full picture of what it will look like over here. So yeah, I think he's doing a great job. This is technically 32 count linen. So not only is it linen, but it's also smaller than the 14 count Aida, so he's still getting used to that. But we're having Tina Tuesdays where we're trying to work on that on Tuesdays together, especially. Besides that, I will go over some plans now. I've been working on a really cool project because I've been doing the Great Flosstube trade, which has been really fun. Really fun. And I even so many trades that I had to get another box of 500 cards. So I was like, what am I going to do with all these cards? So I saw somebody on Instagram, they made a kind of like a 4x6, no, probably 6x6 scrapbook, but it just was like the cards put into clear sleeves. And then for mine, I am still working on the intro page because I want to explain what we're doing on this page. And then that's from Michelle, Mama Loves You GB. But what I did is I am putting the fronts of the cards next to the writing of the cards and the floss tag, if I have it. Whoops, I'm trying to find a good way to. And then I'm just trying to make it cohesive. And then for my scrapbooks, I start with a solid cardstock pack and a textured paper pack. So these are from the paper pack, just fussy cut out. So you don't have to buy a lot of stuff. And for this, I just used a glue stick. You can buy special tape and stuff like that, and I have some, but a glue stick is just faster. I didn't want it to be too intricate to where it would take too long to finish. And then on the tags that have writing, I put another tag and wrote what they put so that even though I glued it down, I still knew what it said. And this particular one I don't think came with a card in it. So I just took the stamp because I thought it was pretty cool. And hers came with the button. So this one is busy, but I really like how it turned out. I put the front of the cards actually underneath the words because there was enough border. And over here I just layered the tags and some of the tags that I had made. I thought it just was a good way to like commemorate everything. And then these two are going to go on this page, I've decided, and these two will come over here. So I just have picked cohesive ones. And then I have several more I need to put into here. But that is what I've accumulated so far. When it's done, I might try to put it together and maybe like a Flosstube extra of my Flosstube scrapbook flip through. So keep an eye out for that. But I am thinking this might keep going on for several more weeks because some people are on their third box, their fourth box. So we'll see how it continues to go. Another big plan I have, I guess it's going to be gifts for Christmas for my mom, my grandma, my boyfriend's mom, and one for ours. So if you're one of those people, skip this part or turn it off. Please. Because we went to the Fabric Chic, which is a store in this area, and I just wanted to say the name in case you wanted to check it out. But I'll go ahead and pop pictures in on one of these sides of the fabric collection that it will be, because I bought layer cakes and I've already gotten into them. So Hustle and Bustle and Red Barn Christmas were 2 layer cakes I got. And I'll keep that one up for a little bit longer. And then the one I picked out for me is Cozy and Magical. And it's really pretty. It's got orange and teals and I like it a lot. And I found this free Merry Mini quilt. You can get it on Fat Quarter Shop. But it's going to be 4 main blocks. And I'll just put them together. I'm not sure if I'll try to quilt it as I go or just quilt it when I get done because it's only going to be like 40 by 40. So I think it'll be okay either way. So that's going to be an undertaking. But I think what I'll do is do like 4 snowflakes. So 1 snowflake for everybody and do snowflakes one weekend and then, you know, the house one weekend, the tree, and try to separate it like that. But we'll see how it goes. The next thing I wanted to get into is haul. So you all are probably familiar with Kathy Barrick, it was Matthew's mom. She had some of her models for sale the other day because she's resizing homes. And there was 1 or 2 left by the time I had gotten on Etsy and looked, and I snagged one up. You know I did. So I'll show you guys that. This is Autumn Harvest, stitched with the Called For Gentle Arts on 36 count mocha, which is by Weeks Dye Works. And I got it on September 20th. And I was looking pretty closely at this the other day, and I didn't see the letter J. I don't know if it's supposed to be part of the design and I just didn't notice it, or if it just is a mishap. I had my boyfriend look over it, and he also didn't see the letter J. I'd say it's not that important to the alphabet, but that's what my last name starts with, so it has to be important. I guess I stitched it on everything. So let me know what you guys think. If I'm just missing it. But I went ahead and got it. I splurged a little bit, but I knew if I didn't get it, I'd love to stitch it. But if you don't have time to stitch it, why not just get it and keep it forever and cherish it and give it some extra love. So I just went ahead and put on the back the tag and some of the information. That way I would never forget. So that was really awesome to get into the mail the other day. Some other things that I got getting ready for Christmas is I got Dino Hoops by Stitchrovia. It's 4 Christmas ornaments, and they're all dinosaur themed. And I love dinosaurs, and I love sloth everything. So if you ever at my house, you'll see a lot of those things. But I'm planning on stitching these. They're 40 by 40, so they'll end up being about 2.5 inches on 16 count, so maybe I'll try to stitch them on 32 count linen. They'll be just shy of 3 inches on 14 count, so maybe I'll do that. So 3-inch ornament is a good size for a Christmas tree or for something else. Another thing that I bought off Etsy, Etsy is so bad, especially with PDF downloads, because you can just go click, click, and it's yours, and you just download it and you print it off, and then you just start hoarding patterns. Luckily, I don't have too many. I just wanted to add a couple more Christmas stitches. That way, I had plenty of options when it started to cool off, and I wanted to stop stitching Halloween. This next one says, "In a world full of Grinches, be a Griswold." And this one's by Abby Sue Designs. The other one is by Stitchrovia. I'll put it up here, but if you guys can't see, I'll pop a picture over it. We always watched Christmas Vacation. I felt like we always did. Maybe not every year, but we watched it a lot at my dad's house. So if there's a Griswold anything, I tend to buy it. And I love Christmas lights, so I liked that was an integral part of this design. So I snagged that up. I'm not sure when I'll start it. It's not, well, I say that. It's pretty big for just a small piece. 166 by 120. But it's only 13 colors, so that's nice. And a lot of it is big chunks of color, so it'll stitch up a little bit quicker. Some more haul, just a little bit of haul, and you want to hear about this because look what I found at Target, y'all. It's just a thick, solid wood block that is perfect to put a little Halloween small on here. Like this would have been so cute finished on here, and it would have stood up perfect all by itself. $5. So go check out Target. They probably still have a whole bunch of those. And then I'm stitching another round piece that I haven't worked on in the last 2 weeks, so I didn't show you guys. But I think it will finish perfect on this. It's almost full coverage though, so it's going to take me a while. My goal is to finish it by next spring, and then I think it will just fit perfect on here. And it was also only $5. It's like, what a steal. And with the Floss Drop trade, I've been going through cards and stickers and all of the above. So I went ahead and got some more cards. Spooky season is my favorite. So if you've recently traded with me, you will probably be getting one of these. Hey Pumpkin. And inside says, "Hope your Halloween is all smiles." And I like the bigger ones because I feel like you can cram more stuff inside for one stamp. And then there's these dogs. I had to get these. Are you kidding me? Those are so cute. And then I had to get some stickers to go with it, of course. Because who does not like stickers? And besides that, a couple weeks ago, I placed an order for Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. And I got a ton of fabric. So I'm really excited because that should be here Wednesday. And I finally pulled the trigger and put an order in with Owl Forestry. So that will be here hopefully in the next week or two. It says it's been approved by customs and is out for official delivery. So hopefully that gets here soon. Besides that, all is well. Puppies are doing good. Boyfriend is good. My family is doing pretty good. And I'm really happy you guys came back again for my episode number 2. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.